Imagine a life where your greatest struggle is hidden in plain sight. We are talking about individuals living with disabilities that are not immediately visible to the world around them. Their pain, their limitations, often remain an unspoken truth. They do not use wheelchairs, nor do they carry disability badges that proclaim their condition. To the casual observer, they appear normal, blending seamlessly into the everyday tapestry of life. This outward appearance is a cruel disguise, often leading to misunderstanding. Yet beneath this facade of normalcy, their bodies are fighting daily battles. These are silent wars waged against chronic pain, debilitating fatigue, or invisible neurological challenges. Their resilience is immense, yet often unseen. The core characteristic defining these individuals is a real disability, undeniable and profound, that simply isn't visible to the naked eye. It shapes their every moment, dictating possibilities and limitations. It is a constant, unyielding presence. This societal perception, where they are often overlooked or dismissed due to their normal appearance, forms the bedrock of their unique struggle. Their validity is questioned, their needs are ignored, simply because their hardship lacks outward proof. At the heart of this challenge lies the profound invisibility of their conditions. This isn't a minor inconvenience. It is the very essence of their struggle. Their silent burdens prevent true understanding from those who hold power. This invisibility, in turn, leads directly to a debilitating lack of recognition. Society struggles to acknowledge what it cannot see, leaving these individuals isolated in their experience. Their struggles are often met with skepticism, not empathy. The consequence is a stark and crushing reality: insufficient support from the state and society at large. Without visible markers, without immediate understanding, critical assistance remains out of reach. They are left to fend for themselves. This represents a systemic failure, a flaw in the very fabric of our support systems. They are not counted by existing mechanisms. Their unique needs are often excluded from policy considerations. They become statistical anomalies rather than valued citizens. When the state fails to see, assistance does not follow. This isn't just a philosophical point. It's a brutal reality that impacts every aspect of their lives. Without recognition, there can be no meaningful aid, no justice. Consider the stark reality of financial inadequacy. Many transparent disabled people receive insufficient financial allowances, barely enough to survive, let alone thrive. They live on the razor's edge, constantly battling poverty. Then there is the housing crisis, a crushing burden. Rental assistance programs often fall short, failing to cover the true cost of an apartment, forcing impossible decisions. Safe, stable housing becomes an unattainable dream for many. Navigating the bureaucratic burden is a daily torment. The system is complex, often unhelpful, and frequently requires repeated, exhausting explanations of invisible conditions. This labyrinth of paperwork and rejections drains their energy and hope. They are forced into impossible choices, dilemmas that no one should ever face. Life becomes a grim ledger, balancing one fundamental need against another. These decisions tear at their dignity, day after agonizing day. Do they choose food, nourishing their bodies, or the medicine that manages their pain? This is not a theoretical question. It is a wrenching reality for countless individuals living in quiet despair. Survival becomes a zero-sum game. Do they pay the rent, securing a roof over their heads, or afford the heating to ward off the cold? These are the brutal trade-offs forced upon those whose invisible disabilities are dismissed by an unseen world. Each choice is a sacrifice. The ultimate dilemma, a profound injustice, pits their health against their shelter. To maintain one means to jeopardize the other, trapping them in a cycle of impossible precarity. This is a cruel choice, stripping away fundamental rights. Their existence is precarious, a constant balancing act on the brink of collapse. They live above the abyss, one crisis away from losing everything. This fragile state is not a choice, it is a consequence of systemic neglect. Thousands of transparent disabled people, in places like Israel and across the globe, face these exact issues every single day. Their silent suffering is a stain on our collective conscience, a call for urgent intervention. Let us be absolutely clear. These struggles are not a result of laziness. This is a harmful misconception, a cruel judgment leveled against those who battle invisible foes. Their efforts are often monumental, just to achieve what others take for granted. This is not pretending. This is not pretense designed to elicit sympathy or avoid responsibility. Their conditions are real, medically validated, and profoundly impact their ability to function in a world not built for them. It is certainly not a choice. No one chooses debilitating pain, chronic fatigue, or neurological impairment. To suggest otherwise is to invalidate their entire lived experience, to deny their very humanity. This is not a lifestyle preference. Their hardship is a direct consequence of a debilitating condition, a fundamental biological or neurological reality. These are not minor ailments. They are life-altering disabilities that reshape their daily existence with unrelenting force. Disability can indeed be transparent, unseen by the casual glance, but the difficulty it imposes, the sheer weight of its daily demands, that is anything but transparent. Its impact is profoundly, undeniably real. It is a burden that cannot be dismissed. The visible absence of struggle does not equate to the absence of struggle itself. We must look beyond superficial appearances and truly listen to the voices of those who live with hidden conditions. Their truth demands our attention, our unwavering belief. Their fight is against a world that demands visible proof of pain, but pain often is a silent scream. It resides within, consuming strength, reshaping futures, and requiring a depth of empathy we have yet to consistently provide. This misunderstanding, this lack of faith in their testimony, exacerbates their suffering. It adds mental and emotional strain to an already overwhelming physical burden. They are forced to prove their authenticity simply to exist. We must recognize that the outward manifestation of disability is not the only valid form. The unseen battles are just as valid, just as demanding, and just as deserving of our collective understanding and support. It's time to shift our perspective. It is time. It is past time for us to truly see these individuals, to move beyond the superficial and recognize the deep, often profound struggles that define their lives. We must open our eyes, and more importantly, our hearts. We must recognize their struggles not as isolated incidents, but as a systemic issue. We must demand change from our institutions, from our policymakers, and from ourselves. This change begins with awareness, but must culminate in action. Amplify their message. Urge everyone you know to share this truth, to speak up for those who have been silenced by invisibility. Your voice has power. Use it to illuminate the shadows where they reside. Be their advocate. Silence is what makes them transparent. Silence allows the system to ignore them, allows their suffering to persist unseen. Let us break this silence, shatter the veil, and bring their reality into the light. Their stories deserve to be heard. The ultimate goal is to restore their dignity, to affirm their worth, and to finally address their fundamental needs. Every human being deserves to live with dignity, security, and access to the support they require. This is a matter of basic human rights. This is a broader vision, a heartfelt plea for empathy, for understanding, and for a more inclusive society for all. A society where every person, regardless of their visible or invisible conditions, is seen, valued, and supported. Join us in this vital mission. Speak up, advocate, demand for the transparent disabled, for a more just world. Let their unseen struggles finally become undeniably visible. Let their quiet resilience be met with resounding recognition.